Hello and welcome to Pushing Cardboard. Today we're taking a look at a game from a brand new company called Form Square. The game in question is Bonaparte's Eastern Empire. The designer is Andrew Rourke, who I think is the lead fella at this new game company. I'm not sure. They say they have a new series coming called the Limits of Glory series, Campaign 1. And yeah, this is a new company out of England. I heard of them, and they sent me a copy of this to have a look at, so we're going to unbox it, and then I'm sure we'll have a deeper look into it once I played it down the line. So it's kind of your standard old Avalon Hill size box. Looks kind of great. On the back, they don't have any of those little sliders about complexity or solitaire suitability, but it says complexity moderate and 2 players, but suitable for solo. So so there we go. Yeah, made in the UK even. So as opposed to so many games that are made in Asia these days, these guys are, I guess they're getting their games made right at home. I kept getting these, when they were sending it, I kept getting these emails from the Royal Mail saying my game was on the way. And I thought that, I mean, even though I live in Canada, we don't, our mail isn't royal. So it was, I didn't know if I was getting something from King Charles or what was going on. But anyway, it turns out it was this. So let's open it up and see what's going on with this this new game company. And we have no idea what to expect from them in terms of components or style or anything like that. So it's always interesting to see what direction a new game company takes. We have a package of dice, and I guess they're sort of like meeples, but they're just like markers. They're you can see that. I'm not gonna open this whole thing. We got about 8 dice and maybe 8 of those markers. They probably just are to go on tracks or something like that. We have a fairly hefty rules of play book here. It's yeah, it is fairly hefty. It's a 40-page rule book, glossy paper. Oh, but plenty of, like, look at this. This is just the component list, so it shows you everything that's going to be in here. The font size is nice and big for those of you who appreciate, whose eyes appreciate that. Mine certainly do. So this is interesting. This is the kind of I can see right away, like we start with component list and then setup. So they're going to try and teach you and ease you right into the game right away. How to win. Limits of the glory system. Okay, well, we'll see. And then here we start the actual rules, I guess. So, yeah, it looks like the. Have a look at. Can you see that from? We will see if I like these rules or not. These look like the type of rules that are really hell bent on making it easy to learn the game, which is terrific. But I'm a much bigger fan on a set of rules where when you basically know the game, but you need to look something up. I want a rule book where it's easy to look something up. I prefer rule books as references rather than rule books that make teaching the primary thing. This looks much more like a teaching rule book than a reference rule book. But we'll see. Maybe there'll be something in the back that changes my mind. Okay, we're on page 16, and we finally get the sequence of play. I certainly do like to see that right up at the front, but what are you going to do? Well, look at that. A big table in the middle of the rule book. Big example for combat, so that's always good. I totally appreciate examples. We have uprisings, sieges. Well, there you go. So it's a terrific looking rule book, but I'll be interested as I play this game to see how well it works as a reference, because in my my experience, sometimes this type of rule book with the big chunky paragraphs is not a great, do not work well as references. On the other hand, sometimes they teach you the game so well that you don't actually need you don't need actually need a reference so badly. So we will see. Here we have something called the Allied Command Chart, which I would guess you know, it's just going to lay out beside the board and you put your commands there or something. French Command Chart. Now I should say, if it wasn't immediately obvious, this Bonaparte's Eastern Empire. We're talking about. Have a look at the cover there. The clue is the pyramid. This is when Napoleon goes to Egypt. Is what we're talking about here. Oh, look at this. This is great. This is. I guess this is a combat results table of some kind, but the charts. It's big, you know, heavy cardboard. This is not just a, you know, cardboard paper. This is like a big chunk printed on the same stuff that a lot of counters are printed on. Thick, chunky stuff. Same with this one. Speaking of counters, oh, this is sealed. I'll open it up. But these are the counters are pre-punched. So pre-rounded. You can leave your Oregon laminations counter clipper in the box, or your whatever you use for counter clipping, if that's your thing. Oh yeah. Okay, so single-sided counters. British, obviously. And here come the French, or at least part of the French. And it's interesting, it's been a long time since I've seen a new game where they that have single-sided counters. Nothing wrong with single-sided counters, perfectly great. You just don't see it very often anymore. And finally, we have a mounted map board, and it's not huge, which is totally great. You see, I think we see pretty much all of it there. So it's an area map board, and I can guess that we're going to hear some complaints from a certain segment of the wargaming fraternity who are not going to like this map board. They're going to find it, I don't know, too cartoony or something. But it looks perfectly good to me. Everything looks really clear. There's no ambiguity between spaces. Sometimes with the more artier map boards, you can't tell where the woods begin and the hills end and whatnot. So this looks fairly straightforward that way. But we have a few place names here. There's Acre, Jaffa, Suez, Cairo, of course, Giza, Alexandria. Over here we have Gibraltar and Genoa, Toulon. Big track. This must be a multi-purpose track, because it doesn't say that it's simply a VP track or a turn track or anything, and it goes all the way up to 50. So it must be used for multiple purposes, I would guess. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll be able to play on this map quite easily. I'm not going to complain about that at all. So this is this, as I said, a new game company out of England. Bonaparte's Eastern Empire, about Bonaparte's adventures in Egypt. by Andrew Rourke. And yeah, I'm quite excited to try this out. Always so fantastic to hear from a new wargame company. I'm Grant Lindenberg. You've been listening and watching Pushing Cardboard. See you next time.